So at a very young age, about 9 or 10 years old, I had a very traumatic event happen to me. And I had all these emotions and traumas coming up. I literally grew up with severe anxiety, depression, stress, panic attack, mood swings, and I was clinically depressed. And I was on 5 different antidepressants, Lexapro, Xanax, you name it. My parents would take me to different psychiatrists, therapists, nothing was working. And at the age of 16, I was very suicidal. Like that's when everything was getting like worse and it was progressing really quickly. And all of that stress and anxiety and depression manifested into eating disorder. And as a result, I had a severe anorexia. I was losing pounds like rapidly. And by the age of like, I would say 18, 19, I was 70 pounds. And I was like at the verge of death. And doctors were like, she's not eating. They were giving up on me. My family was worried. Everybody was worried, but I couldn't eat. Even when I wanted to recover, I just couldn't eat anymore. And my body was so malnourished that I couldn't digest food because my body didn't know how to break down food anymore. So it went on like that. With the emotions of suffering, and I didn't know how to get rid of those emotions. And like mentally, I couldn't handle life anymore. I couldn't get out of bed, and like I was working, but I was not present in my work, and I was just not here. I was gone. This suffering lasted a few more years. Age of 24, that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna kill myself. This is it. Like I was suicidal. I was planning how to kill myself. And I found Dr. Joe on YouTube, and it gave me some hope. I saw these people recovering and healing themselves from like so many different conditions. So I thought, why not I heal myself from all this like anxiety and trauma and depression and recover myself from this eating disorder that's like eating me from inside out. So I started diving into the work. Every single day I got up, I did the breath, I did all the meditations, morning and night, literally like all day long. I did like 5 to 6 meditations a day. Because I didn't want to live anymore. So I'm like, okay, if I don't want to live anymore, I'm going to give this a try. If it doesn't work, then I'll just take my life. Like that was the plan. So within a matter of few weeks, I started feeling changes in my body. Like I started eating a little bit. My body started digesting food. And what happened after a few weeks of continuously doing the work, I came out of a meditation one day and I got up and I was walking to my bedroom, and this energy started flowing through my body, through my legs, and it went up through my head, and it just blew my mind away. And I was showered with this love of God. And at that moment, I had the most profound mystical experience. I had an out-of-body experience. I came out of my body and I was looking at myself from the far. And I had this love for myself and all the trauma and everything that I've been through. I just forgave myself for everything. And I was back in my body after a few minutes. And then the mystical experience continued. I was in a different realm, and I opened my eyes, like my eyes were literally open, but everything was frequency and energy. I look at my hands, I didn't have any hands. I look at the furniture, there were no furniture. Everything was frequency and energy. And this love just kept going through me. I felt like I was being cleansed. I felt like literally my brain, I felt like something switched my brain, like my brain was being switched. And I was baptized with love. This feeling lasted 6 months. So the next day I woke up and my heart was just opened up, and I was crying myself to sleep every single night because of the love that I was feeling. So the next day I woke up, I could finally eat food, and my body accepted food. And I started nourishing my body, and my body started digesting food, and my body started healing, and I started gaining all the weight back really quickly. And just going back a little bit, I lost my menstrual cycle, and I went to so many different doctors to get it back, but they told me you can't because your body has been malnourished for like 10 years for all this time. So some girls never get it back. But I didn't believe that, so I started diving deeper into the work. I started doing the energy centers meditations, the blessing of the energy centers meditation, and within 4 weeks, my body started responding. And I'm sorry, not 4 weeks, within 4 days, my body responded, and I healed myself, and I got my menstrual cycle back. When I went back to my doctor, he ran all the test results and blood tests, and he was shocked. He's like, all your hormones are normal. What are you taking? Are you taking any supplements? I was like, I'm not taking any supplements. I'm just meditating, and and my life has changed tremendously. And I started this work when I was 24. Now I'm 27, and I'm a different person. I am completely transformed. My life has been blessed. I have a business now. My business has been just like, everything is just magical. I got a degree as a graphic designer, but I was working for somebody. I didn't have a business of my own. I was just like going to work very like in a realm of like, corporate, very miserable. I had no purpose, because I didn't even want to be here. I didn't want to be in this realm. So after my change, I started getting downloads of what's my purpose. And I'm very creative. I have this artistic creative side. So that started flowing through me. And I started opening up a bakery. And I started creating these like recipes that are like very French, very exotic, and the recipes I came up with it. After every meditations, I would have downloads of recipes. And one of the reasons that I have the bakery, it's because I want to nourish people. And the stuff that I use are very like organic. I use like whole foods. Like I try to nourish people with the food that I make. Yeah, it's very interesting how I went through that, and that I've asked myself, how did that happen? Like I went through the anorexia, and then I literally got downloaded with recipes. Like people look at me, they taste it, they're like, what is this? I'm like, it's not me. I didn't create these recipes. It came from other realms. They look at me like I'm crazy, but that's exactly what happened. Like I'm telling them the truth. I can't relate to that girl anymore. The girl who was 10 years old, grew up with all that suffering all those years. I'm literally a new person, and I feel healed. And as a result of that healing, I feel holy, and I feel like that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it introduced me to this work. Have I not been through all that stuff, I would have never done the work. So I'm so grateful and blessed for that experience.